our previous attempts in other tasks we're handling, before you do anything, first understand what you want to do. It is in understanding that you have solved half of the problem. So now income here, we say there's going to be a condition for the income. If you
Mm.
do 7 days and above, your income, your number of hours will multiply by $4,000. But if you do less than
Mm.
7, it will multiply by $2,000, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So this is how you now do. There are two options to do this, right? It's either the hour, you multiply the hour by 2,000, looking at with respect to this. But if you do that, you won't get the right answer. So what you will do is very simple. What you do is very simple.
Mm.
Put your equal to sign. Let's start like this. Now pay attention. I'll say weekday. I'll put equal to sign. Then I'll say weekday. I'll select my weekday. So what does weekday work for? Weekday work with dates, right? I'll say equal to
Mm.
sign. But before you put your weekday, you have to put a condition because you are going to use a condition to house it. So yeah, everything has to be embedded inside if, right? You say if
Mm.
the weekday is greater than or equal to 7, you should multiply number of hours by 4,000. Else, you should multiply number of hours by 2,000. So you say if, select your if statement. Let me zoom in. Is it big enough for everybody to see?
Yeah, I can see very well.
So if you now say weekday, you can see now the weekday is coming in. If weekday, you close the bracket, mind you, if weekday is greater than or equal to 7, right? Put a comma, you will say
Mm.
multiply this by 4,000. Then you put a comma, else multiply this by 2,000. Now, what is that one thing that is left for us to do? Let me see who is following from the previous class. If you watch 2,000 and 4,000, they are actually a cell that you need to lock, isn't it? Abraham.
Yes, sir, I'm following.
Yeah, 2,000 and 4,000. You're supposed to lock it because if you drag down, it will give you a wrong calculation if you don't lock it because those ones are static. They are not dynamic like other cells. So the 2,000 is
Mm.
J20. Why the 4,000 is what? Is J21. So I will highlight
Mm.
J20 and I'll press my function F4 to lock it. Then I will go to J21 also and press my function F4 to lock it. I've successfully locked it now. So if I press enter now, it's supposed to give me my answer. Why is the error is not even popping up? Something is actually wrong. Um, Let me close the bracket. Okay, I didn't close the bracket. If we the okay, close bracket. Yes, you can see now it's returning date, which is not supposed to be.
Mm. Yeah, that's the problem.
Did you pre-format your cell? Let me ask you this question. Did you pre-format your cell?
No, no, I did not format anything.
The formulas is correct because it's the same thing that is done in this other sheet. Okay, just hold on. Let me just look through your cell whether it's pre-formatted. It's only pre-formatted cell that will have that issue.
Okay.
Just hold on.
Okay, so
Yeah, cell is pre-formatted. I'll take it out again and I'll rewrite it. Let me do it on a different cell that is not pre-formatted. Do it on here. Okay, this is general. So you put your equal to sign if your if statement. So if this is greater or equal to 7, comma, multiply this by this, comma, or multiply this by this. It's working.
So what's the problem now?
Just hold on. Just hold on. That column is preformatted. 27 times. Now it's actually wrong because the result is given 2000 times 5 is how much?
10,000.
2000 times 4000 times 5 is how much?
20,000.
So it's correct. Let me preformat this to currency. Okay, so you see this one is correct for the first one, isn't it? Because what we
Mm.
did is here we've gotten our weekdays. So I think the problem is from this formatting, the formatting here. Are you using long date or short date? Let me see again. You're using short date. Let me change it to long date and
Sorry,
see.
sir, sorry, concerning this short date and long date, why am I not seeing it on my own screen?
You will see it now on this number format. On there is a drop down on the number format. So after general
Mm.
number currency accounting, you see short date, then you see long date.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yes, you see it is there. So
I just
let's lock the cell and repeat it for others. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's lock. That is, we are locking the J20 and J21.
Mm.
So we lock it function F4 and J21 function F4. So we have locked it. So we just click and drag down. Can you see it? It worked.
Mm.
It worked already. Because basically, um, this this one is greater than 7, is equal to or greater than 7. This one too is equal
Mm.
to or greater than 7. So obviously, these are the two that will be multiplied by $4,000. So if we are multiplying the two by $4,000, it will give us the same rate, which is $20,000. That's the expectation. So this is it, the first $20,000 and the second to the last $20,000. Because what is checking is the condition of the date. So this is it. Let me just highlight them and mark them so that you see the difference. Just mark it 1 and 1. So everybody in the class, please pay attention to this. And the condition we check is if the weekday is equal to or greater than 7, you should multiply it by $4,000. Else, you should multiply it by $2,000. So every other one is multiplied by $2,000. So 8 times 2 is 16, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 2 is 6, 7 times 2 is 14, 5 times 2 is 10, 9 times 2 is 18, 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 2 is 8. Hope we understood this now. So why this is coming out
Mm.
is because this your column was pre-formatted. That's why it's showing that. It was
Okay.
pre-formatted. So I had to do it on a blank column that's not pre-formatted. And that's how the answer came in. I think there are questions that are coming up. So let's start attending to questions quickly.
Okay. So sorry, sir.
Yes,
So
please.
how do I correct it now?
Cynthia, your hand is up. Please unmute.
Okay, sir, please, talking about this pre-formatting, I think maybe that's the issue I had. I've gone over this work today, this if statement. I did it today. I was so frustrated. I had to chat this person up to help me. I still did the formula, send it to him. He said it's correct, but I still did not get the answer.
Just
So maybe this
have you sent me your
reformatting I
sheet?
did. Can you explain how it happened and how I can undo it? Or should I start a new sheet?
So this is how pre-formatting works here. It might be a mistake. You might not know. It might be a mistake. So once a column is selected like this and a format is applied to it, it sticks to it no matter what. Like this is not supposed to be returning date. This is supposed to be returning numbers. Can you see? You see when I changed it, it became 20,000, but it was pre-formatted to date.
Yeah.
So if you check it now, you will see it. So this is how pre-formatting works. So most times when it's pre-formatted, you do not even know. So that is why as a data person, you want to proofread, you want to check and check. See, you are like an investigator. If something is not working the way it should work, your job is to investigate it. Why is it not doing this? So one of your let me give you expo. One of your projects that I will give you is I will give you pre-formatted data cell with a huge data in it. It's now your duty to now understand. But you can see now, this is to tell you that 20,000 in date format is this 1954, 10/3/1954. But if I highlight this column and go and change it to general now, you see now it has come back to this. And if I highlight this
Yeah.
column and go and change it to currency now, see what will happen. Did we have 20,000 or not? And if I drag down now, do we have the same answer as this or not? So do you understand what I just said now, Abraham and Cynthia?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So Cynthia, I would like you to send me your sheet if you can.
Okay, I'm okay. I wanted to follow this class, then forward it to you later so that I don't
I
miss
would, I
this
would
thing. I
want I would
cannot.
want to sort your issue in class now.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me send it. Thank you.
Welcome. So let's move to every other person in the class. I believe I've sorted Abraham's issue. So who else
Yes,
in
sir.
class? But Mimi, over to you. I've sorted Abraham and Cynthia's issue. If Cynthia sends her sheet, I'll project it and we'll sort it here and now. So Mimi, do you have any issue with the seven?
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mimi. We can hear you. Do you have any issue with
Yes,
the
I
seven?
think this Cynthia's complaint, but it's the same thing I was having, or the same issue.
Okay, you implemented the
I
formula
said
of the formula of expired.
yes, but I was having yes, I was having the same issue. In fact, I wanted to send it to this my colleague here, Abraham, to see, but I even forgot self to have
Can you
contacted him
are
to
you on
help
your
me
laptop
like
now?
guide me
Are
towards
you on
it.
your laptop now?
No, 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 I'm not with my laptop.
I would
My
have
neighbor.
I would have said you should send me your sheet too, so that I'll project and solve it here. So the idea of this
But
our
I'll collect it before I
yes,
sleep.
the idea of this our session is to tackle
Hello.
any challenge anybody is having, right? Is to tackle any challenge that anybody is having. So over to you, Sarah. Sarah in the house. Oh yeah, let's hear from you, ma.
Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you. So, I wasn't in class on Friday, Saturday. So, like I said, I'm lagging behind,
I know.
and yeah. So I saw some sheets on the group, and I was wondering what transpired in class that prompted you to send those sheets, and then coming to class this evening, and then hearing okay, send me your sheet, send me your sheet. I'm still laid back. I know I ought to have reached out to follow up and all, but sadly I didn't.
Okay.
So I think I need to bring myself up to speed.
Please, it will be very important. I know you're handling a lot, but then this is also as important as that. So because in the long run we have a goal we are targeting. So the sheet I shared in class the other day was those were sample data sets, right? Those were sample data sets you are going to
Okay.
work with. They are huge data. You're going to if you open them and look through them, you understand. One is CSV, the other is Excel, right? These are data that you'll be working to practice with. Doing. I think after this, the next one is filtering. You start doing some kind of advanced filtering, conditional filtering, where you know how to separate the goats from the sheep and separate the boys from the men, right? So what I shared was just the sheet. And when I was saying share me your sheet, it is for those that had done one or two that had issues with their formulas, even though the formula was actually correct function wise, but it was not returning the answer. Just the way Abraham had issues with this his cell that he formatted to date that he didn't know. Are we together now?
Yes, so I'm to use the data on the group to
Yes.
work with from yesterday's
No, 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 no,
challenge.
no, no, no. Yesterday's challenge still remains the data on the video, right? That data I sent on the group, I've not instructed them to do anything on it yet. It's just for them to have and
Oh,
look through so that what you've learned so far, you can try to test it out on them. Those data are free. So you can make duplicates of them and practice what you've learned so far. Talking about the if condition, like you can decide to set status for a specific thing, maybe status of failed or submitted, not submitted, any of the status, just play with your conditions you've learned so that you understand that okay, I actually have mastery of, because the only way you can know you have mastery of something is to repeatedly practice it without having to look through the video or the material. And that's the essence of all of this. These are our sessions. So that we go over it again, I solve problems, answer questions, and we are all confident that we know what we think we know. So that's the essence. So I don't know if you were able to go through day seven, even day six. Are you done? Where are you? Where are you stuck? Where exactly? Where last did you implement?
okay. So I think I'm at day 7. Yes, that was the last one. So I was on E month. I think I wasn't seeing the video so clear because I was using my phone.
Yeah, I said that before. So try to use a PC.
Um, yes, yes. My system was down, so I
I understand. Nigeria is
couldn't look
happening
at
to
the
everybody. So let's not talk much about that. I understand completely. So well done, Sarah. This the eighth video will drop. The A video will drop. So you are now having double work to do. But I know you can do them because if you have checked carefully, you discover that the videos are not long, lengthy videos. They are short videos, isn't it? Those
Yeah, except for the I think the 6.
yes, those were intentional because there are some concepts you can't just shrink like that. You have to explain it the way it is. All right. So I'll move over to Munachi. Munachi, how are you? Is she there? I don't think she's active.
Good evening.
Yeah,
Good
good
evening. I'm
evening,
here.
Munachi. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, so any update for us? Any question, update for us? Where are you? Where did you stop? When last did you
I haven't, I sent you a message on WhatsApp. I haven't watched from day 6, so I'll just have to catch up on those ones.
so you have day six, day seven, and day eight that will join this night. So you see you have like
Yeah.
six
Yeah.
videos to go. But I know you can do them.
Mm. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. But so far so good. Do you have any question, any challenge so far?
No, from the previous ones. No, I don't.
That's great. Doshima, good evening. How are you? Do-
Good evening.
yeah, Doshima, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, so any update for us? Any question? Where did you stop? Where is the challenge?
I stopped at day 6 and challenge day 6, and I've not been able
Okay,
to go back to.
is there a reason why or you are too busy?
No, no, not because of being busy. I don't know if I told you. I said I wanted to. My phone is too. I can't view it very well, so that I'll be practicing on the system. So I wanted to like connect it to my laptop, so that I'll be practicing it there after
Abraham,
watching.
Abraham,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm nominating you this evening to be Doshima's accountability partner. So what that means is you will check up on her every day of the challenge until we are done with this challenge. right? For every day that a challenge video is sent to the group chat, I expect you to copy the link and send to Doshima's email. That means that you and Doshima will be having a conversation on this challenge, right? You send it to her mail, ask her, make sure she has gotten it. Then ask her
Okay,
if
sir.
she's having a challenge. You are accountability partner going forward. So Doshima, you got a partner already. So you guys should liaise and have a conversation after this call. Okay, so that works.
Okay.
This is very nice. It shows that we are making serious progress. I can see a lot of persons are very curious. The day one when we started talking about ribbons, command bar, and the cell referencing and all, I know it was fun. It was just basic. But I know at this point it's still fun, but it's not fun the way we expected it. But then I believe it's very interesting, right?
Yeah, it's interesting,
Right?
but it's not getting complicated.
It's not complicated yet.
I'm just wondering when we'll get to SQL and the rest.
Okay,
And
so
the
so
rest.
let me break something down here. In the world of data, right, you can't do any advanced functionality without the rudimentary for foundational understanding. What that means is Excel is the foundation of data, whether you like it or not, right? Data is stored in rows and columns. Anywhere you go, you will find data in rows and columns, whether you like it or not. Rows is for unique user, while column is for the attribute of that cut across all users. For instance, if you look at this data on the screen, you see that from that row 21 is containing an information for Mr. A. Let's call that person Mr. A, who works for 5 hours and whose weekday is 7 and whose income is 20,000 naira, right? And you see Mr. B, who worked for 8 hours, right? And his weekday is 1 and his income was how many? 16,000 naira. So you see now, rows uniquely identifies a record, while the column tells you the attribute of in that particular record, that column. This is how you should understand data. And all of the if condition, all of the conditional statement formatting, and the new default function that we know that we've used so far, the min max and all of whatnot we use. This is to shape your idea and understanding, because tomorrow if you get a role with a company and your MD or your line manager sends you an email and says, "Hey Muna, I need you to please extract those that were paid $20,000 in our company as an employee within 2003 and 2007, whose birthday are on July 28th." Can you see how specific this information is? So all of those information helps shaping and makes you understand what to do, how to do it, and where to do it. I said this thing in our very first day. If you keep record, you will now understand that it's playing out. Because first, like I said, you need to know what you want to do. Then you need to know how you want to do it. Then you need to know where you need to do it. That's a typical example of what you are saying as it's playing out. By the end of the class, like I said, we have to be able to design a dashboard as our project. So you are doing two projects. Let me breeze up our mind. Before our last day challenge, you are going to design two projects. The first project I will give you is going to be creating the dashboard. After the dashboard, for me to be able to ascertain that, hey, this person, Mr. A, Mr. B, is truly certified and understands Microsoft Excel for data analytics very well. Before I move you to SQL, you will now do a resource sheet template that I've designed. It's in image format. You have to convert it and automate it in Excel. These are the only conditions that will make me say, okay, you have qualified and certified all conditions for you to move to SQL. Because SQL, just like the elder brother, the difference between SQL is you start writing queries, right? You start writing queries to fetch information. Shey here you just click and drag through. But in SQL, for instance, you want to see the date, number of hours, and the income. You have to write a query to fetch that thing from the database. The database is not visible to the eye, but unless you use query to call it out. Okay. Any question? Did you guys notice anything unusual? How many are we in this call?
Mm,
I think we're like 4 or 5. I don't know. The other person is
Give me,
network.
Oh,
She's actually complaining network in
give
the
me.
group already.
Are,
So it's like back and forth. So hello.
are you sure we are 4 or 5?
okay, we are 6. That's
Okay.
for students, right? 6.
Okay. I didn't look down. That's why. Sorry.
No problem. There's no, like I said, there's no wrong or right answer. It's just about opinion. So how many are
Okay.
we on this call now?